Hi there, and welcome to the 6th video in the Trauma Survival Guide. In my last video, I was speaking about the high rates of sexual trauma amongst children and young people. And today I want to carry on this theme and think about how we can protect our children from sexual trauma. Now, this is a really big topic, and there's already a lot of really good information out there on all sorts of topics, from how to keep children and young people safe online, how to have conversations in the family and create a safe place where children feel they can bring any of their concerns with no taboo subjects. Also, how to instill a sense of confidence in children and young people where they trust their own gut instinct about people or situations that they might feel are unsafe. So with all the really good material that's already out there, I'm going to focus in today on one particular topic that I think doesn't get very much attention, but it's one that I think is actually extremely important for keeping our children safe in a highly sexualized world. And it's also a topic that I think can even help lay the foundation for the types of relationships and sexual experiences that our children will gravitate towards as they move into adolescence and adulthood. The topic I want to zoom in on today is safe, healthy, nurturing touch during infancy and early childhood. A question that parents often ask, and I've sometimes asked myself as well, is when is the right age to tell children about sex? And again, there are many different perspectives on this and many different answers to the question. But in recent times, I've more and more come to the conclusion that actually babies start learning about sex the very moment they're born. As infants experience tender, loving touch from parents who are emotionally attuned to their needs, they learn deep lessons about intimacy and human connection that they will carry with them their whole lives. For infants, the sense of touch is probably the most important of all the senses. Skin-to-skin contact is critical to babies' developments across a wide range of domains, including hormonal regulation, the development of the immune system, regulation of pain and body temperature, social and cognitive development. Research shows that babies who are not touched or who experience touch as something rough and unpredictable fail to develop as they should and are more prone to all manner of physical and psychological sicknesses. A securely attached child with loving parents will experience touch as something pleasurable, safe, attuned, responsive, both calming and stimulating, depending on their own needs in any particular moment. When an infant feels stressed or scared, their parents' touch will soothe them and help them feel relaxed. When an infant is feeling calm and alert, they may squeal in delight at their parents' playful touch that will stimulate their senses and make them laugh. If an infant doesn't want to play, they may bat away their parent's hand or cry if their parent tries to tickle them. An attuned parent will listen to these cues and respond appropriately by thinking through what the infant may need in that particular moment: food, sleep, a nappy change. This process will be natural without any sense of blaming or shaming the baby for having these needs. These babies grow up knowing that it's okay to have their own needs, and they don't have to receive touch if they don't want to. Touch isn't a currency that buys them love or acceptance. Securely attached children experience touch as something consistent and predictable. It's not something that is pleasurable one moment and hurts the next. Nor is touch used as a form of punishment or discipline. The truth is that infants are not developmentally ready to understand or control their own behaviour, let alone respond to discipline. Because of my own journey with our 2 adopted children and all the experience I've gained through it, as well as the many mistakes I've made along the way, and also because of all the research I've personally done into early childhood attachment, I believe it's impossible to overestimate the importance of early life touch. Through touch, infants form their most basic and enduring beliefs about the safety of the world around them and how relationships work. These beliefs are carried into adulthood, but because they were formed on a pre-verbal level, most adults can't put them into words. Most adults are not even consciously aware that these beliefs exist, but yet the relationships they instinctively seek out are driven by them. Adults seek out patterns of relationships similar to those that they experienced during infancy and early childhood. They also seek out the sort of touch that they experienced during this formative period. Infants who experience touch as something harsh and inconsistent will believe this to be normal in future relationships. Infants and young children who felt that they had to accept and respond with pleasure to their parents' touch, even if it's not what they wanted, may well feel that they must accept unwanted touch in relationships in order to keep their partner's love and attention. Of course, some of this way of looking at things may be simplistic, and there are always exceptions to every rule. There are children who grow up in safe and secure homes with healthy parenting who still end up in abusive relationships. And there are children who grow up in abusive homes who realise the unhealthy patterns that they internalised and go on to form new ways and pursue healthy relationships themselves. But as a general principle, I believe that one of the very most important things that parents of babies and young children can do that will instill healthy patterns and beliefs in their children and protect them in all manner of ways as they move into adolescence and adulthood is to get touch right. It's also, by the way, something I wish I had known more about as we welcomed 2 little babies into our family, still hurting deep down from their separation from their biological mother. On that note, I want to add that there is always hope for parents of older children who realise they didn't pay enough attention to touch at the beginning of their children's lives. It might be harder work, but it's never too late to start working on healthy patterns of attachment and connection within a family. I personally have seen miracles with our children, despite my many mistakes as a parent. I know we serve a God of restoration who wants to reach out, touch, and heal us right now. Sending you many blessings and looking forward to seeing you in the next video.